I'm Johnny Scoville, and this is Chase the Heat. So I got some peppers from my friend Andrew Brown from South Shore Heat Works. And two of them are pretty interesting. You have two different phenotype of Hurtberries, all right? This is your typical Hurtberry. You saw it in the thumbnail. Here's your typical Hurtberry. Here's the Hurtberry that Andrew was growing. Now, I saw in the comments, I did a short teasing about this. I think it was yesterday. Someone mentioned there are two different phenotypes of Hurtberry. I believe that. Looks like these are the two different phenotypes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to compare the two. I'm going to eat both pods right now, the small one first, and then the large one, and we'll see if there's a change. What I'm looking for when I do this is the flavor change and the heat change. If the heat can stay the same, you have to understand that if you have two pods, one is this big and one is this big, and the heat of them is the same, this is going to seem a lot hotter because it's 4 times, 5 times as big. So that's kind of what I'm looking for, is I'm looking to see if it's got the same heat. And that's going to be really what I'm looking for. I'm going to take a quick picture for the gram. You really got an idea of how teeny this pepper is when you cut it in half. So if you want to see what I'm talking about, please do me a favor and go to my Instagram, which is, there's a link in the description box for it, but it's _Johnny Scoville. And boy, oh boy, what a big difference the interior of these two peppers are. The smell is amazing though. It's very, very fruity smelling. Okay, look at the interior of the first one. This is the more common phenotype is the really small one. That's what you typically see with Hurtberries. Here's the interior of this little thing. All right, and that's it. Very few, if there's like maybe 3 or 4 seeds in the entire pod. And then we have this. This is Andrew's, the other phenotype. A little different. A little different. Certainly very, very oily. Let me just tell you, see the aroma. The aroma is very similar. That's kind of a good thing. That's a good sign. All right, so I'm gonna eat the, I should have brought tissues and I didn't. Should I go get a tissue right now? Nah, I'm not gonna need them. All right, so here's the first, the smaller of the two phenotypes, are Hurtberry. These are grown by my friend Andrew Brown from South Shore Heat Works. I'm Johnny Scoville, and this is Chase the Heat. I kind of see the Hurtberry kind of in the same class as the Dragon's Breath. I don't think it really got the credit it's due. It's a good pepper. The little one was fruity and floral. No real bitterness. It's a very, very floral pepper. By floral, I mean flowery, kind of like just like a flowery bouquet, or when I first started reviewing peppers, I used to describe it as perfumey. But I don't think that's the best way to describe it. But that's how it first struck me. It was like perfumey. But that's what that was. I used to have a real trouble with floral. Now I actually like it. The burn, it's a pretty good burn for a teeny little pepper. If you're a chili head, if you're not a chili head, it's a problem. But a chili head, this is 7 to 10. The burn is in my throat, not so much my tongue. My throat and the upper portion of the back of my palate, like on the top, on the roof of my mouth, right at the back of my throat. I think it's peaked. It's not really going to go anywhere. Here's the larger of the two. If this has the same heat, oh, it's going to be great. Here we go. That was at least 4 times the size. The flavor was the same. Had a very, very similar flavor. Very, very fruity and floral. It was much juicier than the first one, just because there was 4 times the pepper product. Very similar flavor, though, which is, I thought that there'd be a bigger difference in flavor, and it's. And I would say it's hotter than the first one, not just because it's a larger pepper, but there was a pretty decent jump in heat. Over and above what I would have expected just from the size of the pod, just from the change in size. Interesting burn. So that's super impressive, because here's the thing. Yesterday when I did the short, I only ate the one large one. I didn't eat the smaller one, because I only had one small version. The flavor is almost the same, just floral and fruity. No real bitterness, just very, very floral and fruity. The second one was much juicier, and the second one was hotter. And I wouldn't have thought that. I would have guessed. I should have said it before. I was thinking that the smaller one was going to be hotter. I don't know why, but I would say that the larger one is hotter. And again, not just because of the size difference. There was a jump in heat. It was a hotter pepper. Yeah, the burn on the second one. The first one, the burn was really focused on my throat. The burn on the second one is on my tongue as well. So the burn changed. I think it's going to peak out. Yeah, it was a hotter pepper. It was a hotter pepper, not just because of size, but it was a jump in heat. The heat itself was hotter. Plus being 4 times bigger is going to make it seem hotter. But that was a hotter pepper. That's not what I was expecting. I was expecting the smaller of the two to be hotter. Interesting. All right, so I have a few more from him as well. I wonder if I should eat. I only have 3 yellow braid strains. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll eat the smallest of the 3 yellow braid strains. Here's a yellow braid strain. Should I eat this? I'll wait. Yeah, I'll wait. I was going to eat one of those now. I'll wait and do a different review for the yellow braid strains. The heat on that was great. If you can get the 2 and you have a choice, go for the larger, because it's got this. In this case, it was hotter and there was a lot more pepper product, so it's going to appear much hotter. Great peppers, though. Andrew Brown, thank you, bro. You're amazing. I'm really, really excited for this next one, which is the golden Bula. And boy, that is a golden Bula. So I'm excited about that. All right, make it a great day, make it a great week. I don't know what you're doing, but do it with gusto and enthusiasm. Tell somebody you love them. In the description box, you're going to see Andrew Brown. Please check him out. Actually, I don't think I put it in this description box. I don't, because I don't want him to be inundated by people, because he doesn't sell pods. He's just my friend, but that's how sure he works. Johnny Scoville Jr. and the Lifeboat down here, Pepperology, and all the challenges I've done. Actually, the hardest 26 challenges I've done up on top next to Pepperology. Tell someone you love them today, will you? Go make it a special day. I'm Johnny Scoville, and this was Chase the